I grew up in a small town called Piopio, the youngest of 6 children. And Mum and Dad did the very best that they possibly could for us as kids. And, you know, from a young age, they followed me around everywhere with all of my sporting endeavours. And I remember Mum throwing me in a car to go to Taumaranui, which is, you know, at least an hour's drive away. It didn't matter what needed to be done, they were always there. So many things from my parents: humility, first and foremost from my dad. And my mum is just an incredibly hard worker. And if I could inherit those qualities, and I think I've got some of those qualities, then yeah, I'd be pretty happy. But that's what I'd like to think that I've got from them, is humility, hard work and generosity. You know, they just did everything possible in order for me to just succeed. Always thought I was going to play for the Silver Ferns. From being the time I started playing, which was probably 10, had it in my mind that that's what I was going to do. My dream was to make sure that I made it before I was 23, around about that age was when I wanted to play for the Silver Ferns, which I did. What I find a lot now with a lot of the youth, because I'm still heavily involved in netball, but also you have a lot of young students come through at Television New Zealand, you know, wanting to get into the industry, is that they want things now. You know, they want to be in front of the camera now, they want to be a Silver Fern now. Well, it actually takes, you know, years of hard work and determination and being knocked back and then going and feeling disappointed about that, but then reassessing things and looking at yourself and going, okay, what else can I do? And having another go, and then you might get knocked back again. We can't lose sight of that, the fact that there is a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes with a lot of people who are successful. They haven't, even though they might have only come to your attention just recently, it doesn't mean that it hasn't been years of heartache and tears along the way. So I think you have to be determined, and if it's something that you really want to do, then you have to be prepared to put the work in. And I love what I do. I love being able to, you know, communicate with people at home, whether it's reading the news or whether it's, you know, on code. It's all just forms of communication and allowing people at home to feel as though that they're part of the conversation that you're having. Hard work and determination is where success grows from. You know, some of it is a little bit of luck along the way, I won't lie, but I think that luck, it comes from putting yourself in the right places and being around the right people and seeking out those people, as opposed to thinking, oh, I'm just going to sit back here and eventually someone might notice me, or, you know, eventually something might happen for me. Sometimes you just have to kind of push your boat out, and even though as Māori that's really hard to do, and I still find that very difficult to do, but sometimes we do have to put ourselves out there in order to be noticed. But ultimately it's hard work and being determined to achieve your goals. Not being put off by what some others might say, not being put off when you hit a brick wall and you might see it as a failure. It's learning from those failures, getting back on the horse and continuing on. Being around people who are positive, who speak to you in a positive way and are encouraging you to achieve what you want to achieve. But I also think it's really important to have people that are realistic around you as well, you know, that say, okay, that's cool, but maybe there's some other things that you need to do first in order to get to where you want to go to. We all have dreams and we all have aspirations. The difference is, how far do we want to go in order to achieve those? You know, give things a go. How do you know what you're good at unless you give it a go? How did I know I was going to be good at radio? I didn't, but I gave it a go. I don't know whether I was that great, but I enjoyed what I did. You know, I got into television. I didn't know I was going to eventually end up in television, but I gave it a go. And, you know, now I'm achieving in media. And for me, it's important to have a brown face. You know, as a little girl that grew up in Piopio, you know, on a mainstream television doing sports news. So yeah, I think determination, work hard, surround yourself with positive people and give things a go.